You alluded a little bit to the return of Ryan Garcia. Is that like set for November? That's what you guys are targeting?
We're targeting mid November. We're having ongoing discussions with his team. We're having ongoing discussions with DAZN, and we're nailing down a venue and opponents, and we'll hopefully announce very soon.
Likely here, Texas, where it's like the final.
There's options, yeah. Texas, Arizona is a good one. You know, there's a strong market there. I think Valdez and
Valdez and Navarrete.
Navarrete just fought there. There's a tremendous fan base there. Look, anywhere Ryan goes, he will fill up an arena. So we'll all we do as promoters is try to navigate what's best for his career, so he can get to the top, to the elite top. And so all these moves we're making is best for his career.
So the whole litigation lawsuit thing, it's done. You guys resolved it. You guys worked everything out, like in good standing with him now?
Well, I can't really talk about what's going on now, but everything will be resolved. Look, I remember some old wise man once told me, look, boxers and promoters, and it's like family. You know, in family you always have your arguments, but you're still family. You know, you will work it out. It'll be okay. And I just feel that, look, we had a little bump on the road, but everything will be smoothed out. And me as a promoter, all I want is the best for Ryan. He's coming off making $30 million. I mean, Jesus, you know, Canelo received his the biggest contract in sports history. I try to look out for the fighters as much as I can. I want the best for them. I want the very best for their careers. We know how to do it. And so Ryan Garcia, look, he's right there. He's a bona fide, true star in boxing. He's not a YouTuber. He's not a this. No, he's just did over 2 million homes on pay-per-view with Gervonta Davis for a reason. And so he's back on top. And yes, he's coming off a loss, but you're as good as your last fight. And so if we get him back on the winning streak, he will be back on top of the world.
Have you had a chance to like talk to him like personally one-on-one to just kind of smooth things over at this point?
No, I haven't talked to him. Haven't talked to him.
Well, why not? I imagine a lot of people would wonder, like, hey, why haven't you?
Yeah. I don't know, but we've DM'd, we've messaged each other, but we haven't sat down and talked about his next move. I'm sure shortly we will, because time is of the essence. Mid-November is coming up. We want to nail everything down, go on sale, announce the fight. So I'm pretty sure that we'll be talking hopefully next week.
He tweeted earlier saying that he's hoping for a big fight in February. I just saw you with Teo ringside over the weekend. It kind of got my mind going. I think, is that the big fight that you guys are planning to push forward to? Ryan and Teo at 140, or is it Devin? Like, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a huge weekend. There's a huge weekend, Super Bowl weekend. And, you know, we're talking to some people, and, you know, I strongly feel that the only fighter who can headline such an event would be Ryan Garcia. Super Bowl weekend, which would be incredible, which would be amazing. Obviously, it all depends on the opponent. It has to be for a world title. It has to be against a huge name, a big name. Yeah, so we'll see what plays out. But Ryan and Tia would be a lot of fun.
I just got to follow up. I know they told me to wrap it up, but is that the biggest fight that can be made with Ryan at 140? Is Teo?
I don't know. I mean, you have fighters like Haney. You have fighters like Rollies. You know, it's funny because you also have a fighter in Broner. Oh, yeah. Him and Broner would be. Imagine that press conference. Imagine that fight there. I mean, Broner's still a live dog in this business. So. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, like I said, I think right now Ryan's in the driver's seat. Even though he did lose, he's still in the driver's seat.
This is a potential rock'em sock'em type of fight between Rocha and Santillon, two guys that are action packed. Yeah, no, this is a fight fans fight. Like this is going to be a good fight.
It is. It's a good fight. You know, the late great Don Chargan, right? They used to call him War Week because he would put on these fights at the Olympic Auditorium.
Yeah.
But he started that back in the day. I remember him telling me, look, when you have two almost undefeated fighters, Rocha has one loss, but the other kid is undefeated, Southern California. When you have two kids from Southern California fighting for something, you know, a position, to be the next world champion, the next in line, you're going to get a war. It's going to be a war. And the fact that it's in LA, the fact that it's at the Forum, like LA fans expect the very best from you. And, you know, this fight here is going to bring out the very best in both of them.
How do you see the fight playing out? Like what separates either or in the fight? Like what do you think is the key for like either or to win?
You know, if you take a look at their careers, I think experience is going to have a lot to do with this fight. I do have to give the upper edge to Rocha because he has the better opposition till this day. But you never know. I mean, heart can kick in. You know, determination, hard work. You just never know. That's the beautiful part about these types of fights, that anything can kick in at any moment. The heart, the speed, the power, you know. So it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, you guys are on a good little streak with entertaining fights. We just saw one last weekend with Zepeda. You know, I'd asked him, hey, like, what are some big fights you feel could happen at 135? He said, hey, let me talk to my team. But you being his promoter, who's there at 135 that you would want to match Zepeda with? That's a big event type fight for him.
Well, the one fight I would love right now is Haney. I would love to match him up with Haney. They will never take it. Trust me, they will never take it. I would love to face him against Pitbull.
That'd be a good fight.
In all Mexican war. That would be, think about that. In Las Vegas, two Mexicans for next Cinco de Mayo. Huge. I would put him against anybody right now. The only one that I is Shakur. Shakur, he's a bad motherfucker. He's a bad. Shakur's good. He's actually really, really good. Tank, would love to face him against Tank. And he's great as well. I mean, every single one that I mentioned is great. We would love to fight. He's ready. I'm telling you, he's ready.
If the winner of this fight supposedly is getting a title shot, if Crawford doesn't go through with the rematch with Errol Spence, is that the next route if Alexis wins, is to match him with Terrence? And how would that all work out?
Sure. Well, that's what we're going to find out. WBO convention is coming up soon. And so Crawford will make up his decision, his mind, and we'll take it from there. But I strongly feel that Alexis Rocha versus Crawford will be an exciting fight if he decides to stay at 147. If he doesn't stay at 47, then title becomes vacant, and we fight for the world title if he gets by his next opponent.
You got Virgil there waiting for Terrence also, but I know Terrence has spoken about wanting to fight Canelo, but that's another option too.
Right. There's so many options for so many fighters, but yeah, you mentioned Virgil Ortiz. He's going to be moving up to 154 or 160. I think Virgil, again, it's unfortunate of what's happened to his career, but we're happy that his health is great now. At 154 or 160, I strongly feel that Virgil will beat anybody.
Do you like what the WBO is doing with this new super division, the super champion designation? They did with Teofimo, and it seems like a few other top-ranked fighters are following suit right now. I know you've been very vocal about the world title picture, and it continues to kind of get muddied again.
Sure.
How do you feel about perhaps that even opening doors for your fighters, though?
All right, here we go. We're really get controversial now. All right, here we go. So, I just do not agree with the world titles. I do not agree. With the exception of the Ring Magazine belt, which is technically not an official, belt to in many people's eyes. I mean, it's the most prestigious, goes back 100 years, and there's no politics whatsoever. You're either the champion and you win it in the ring against the number 1, number 2 guy, and that's it. And the only way you can lose it, and we have the editor-in-chief here, is in the ring. That's it. So, I have to play ball with the organizations because they give title chances, they position you top 10. But when you start playing with super champion, when you start playing with super duper champion, it's like it becomes confusing to the audience, to the fan who supports the sport. Like, nobody knows who the champion is, and that there is not good for the sport. So when you have a Teofimo Lopez, who is a great champion, don't get me wrong, but now is exempt from fighting his number 1 mandatory, the next guy in line that can possibly beat him. He's exempt from it. Like, so are you a champion or are you not a champion? You have to defend your titles. It's been changing over the years, and I just do not agree with it. And I have every right to say that. I do not agree with it because I was in the ring. I stepped inside the ring myself. And I don't agree with that. As a promoter, I don't have to agree with it, but guess what? Sometimes you have to, walk in the park with these guys. Sometimes you have to play ball with these guys. But as a fighter, I just do not agree with it.